No, we as black people, all people really, need to be more concerned about what we consume as far as what we eat. I was looking at or I saw a KFC commercial a while back, and they were serving up. Oh, hold on. Well, first of all, this animated Colonel, look at this jigaboo shit that he does right there. You think this is to appeal to a white audience or to us? Exactly. But never mind. What I was gonna say was, I saw a commercial where they were advertising a KFC meal. They had fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, uh, macaroni and cheese, coleslaw. Like, come on now. They put that coleslaw on the side. Don't nobody eat that shit. Don't nobody eat coleslaw. No, they don't know. That's the only thing that they got that's like not a starch. All that other stuff is starch, and then at the end you get a great big cookie. Come on now. They're serving up diabetes. That's what they're doing with that. There's nothing healthy about that food. And a biscuit. Don't forget the biscuit. There's nothing about that that's healthy and good for you to be eating. And I remember being a kid, they used to have the actual Colonel in those commercials because he died in 1980. His life dates were 1890 to 1980. So that's 90 years. So if he lived that long, he wasn't eating that shit. Mm-mm. Same with the Chinese restaurants in the inner city. That stuff that they feed us or feed y'all that buy that and eat it. I don't eat that stuff. It's full of MSG and sodium, man. That shit ain't no good, but they eat something totally different. That's why they live to be so long. And their skin looks so good. And they're not fat. You don't see very many obese Chinese people or obese Asian people. So anyway, getting back to Colonel Hartland Sanders, like I said, he was actually in the commercials when I was a little boy. With him dying in 1980, I was about 6. Yeah, I remember seeing him. I don't remember him, the commercials with him. I just remember seeing a vision of a dude in a white suit. Now you gonna tell me that he didn't have like bigoted views? If he's born in 1890, then we'll take 30 years for each generation. Because by the time you're 30, you should have. Most people reproduce by the time they're 30. Black people is more like 15 years a generation. But anyway, so he's born in 1890. His father would have been born roughly 1830. His grandfather born in, no, 1860s for his father. 1830s for his grandfather. And we'll say his great-grandfather was born in 1800. The Colonel's quote-unquote secret recipe of 11 herbs and spices, he stole that shit from a slave, or his great-grandfather stole that shit from a slave. Or, he may not have had slaves, talking about the Colonel, but he definitely had black people in his kitchen working for him. And, another Colonel that I can think of was Boss Hogg from the Dukes of Hazzard. He was a bigot. So, I don't eat any of that stuff. Like pork. If you know the story of slavery, we were only privileged to eat like the ears of the pig, the tail, the feet. And you know how like soul food is a soul food delicacy. And so I'm like, you know what? If you're telling me I'm not good enough to eat for certain parts of the pig, I don't want none of the pig. I ain't ate pork in since 94, and I accidentally ate some by mistake and it gave me to run something fierce. So I'll never ingest that stuff again, ever. Like for real. That stuff is not good for you. So like think about it. You ever go to a regular restaurant like, I don't know, TGI Fry, any place, and besides a soul food restaurant, you can't get collard greens anywhere. You can't get possum nowhere. You can't get raccoon or muskrat or a squirrel. A squirrel is like a tree rat. A squirrel is a rodent. You don't eat that. If you're not poor, you ain't got no business eating that stuff. That's where all that stuff come from. We're poor, we got to eat this raccoon. We're poor, we got to eat this possum. No. My father's from Florida, and I've been down there a million times to see my family, and every once in a while they'll have muskrat or something. I'm not eating that stuff, and it's not even funny for you to think that I'm going to try to ingest that shit, man.